Hey there, Divine Messages 333. I'm Lisa. Thanks for coming back. So, I want to talk with you about the narcissist or narcissists that have been in your life that are coming back in some way. Okay. You may not physically, they may not show up physically, um, depending on, you know, like your actions, okay, is what I'm getting. Like, if you don't really like put yourself out there to kind of confront it, and you're kind of just like staying to yourself, doing your own thing, um they may not show up, but they will still be doing things in the background. Okay, so the reason I'm saying this is because, like, full disclosure, I'm going through my own stuff too, and I've had to deal with narcissists, and I've had to, like, so I walked away from a relationship that, well, more than, I've walked away from multiple relationships in the last couple years, because the people were very controlling, manipulative, selfish, greedy. They lied, they cheated, they stole lots of things. Okay. Of course, they've never admitted to any of these things. But I want to talk about something, and I want to be, I just want to be, like, I don't want to trigger anyone, and I don't want to scare anyone or worry anybody, but I do want you to know that if and when these people come back, depending on the person and how they behaved in the past with you, your previous experiences with them, some may be more like out in the open about it. Like, oh, everybody knows. I mean, they just like brag, and they're just all about themselves, and they just like cut people off, and then absolutely no, I want my, like, there's overtly like obvious people that you are like, whoa, what a narcissist. Then there's the people that are the coverts, that really everybody thinks, oh, they're like a great, the hell is that word? Like a productive member of society, right? They're upstanding citizen. They are, they've created, and that's that word I'm using intentionally. They have created a good guy, good girl image. Okay. This may come in the form of even the professions they go into. And some of these people, now, I haven't researched that deeply yet into narcissism, but my gut tells me that there are even individuals who intentionally seek out professions. Like, they already strategize, like, oh, if I become a doctor, I will have this power. If I become a police officer, I will have this authority. Oh, if I become a lawyer, I will have these resources. Like, there are definitely people, I am going to trust my gut. There are definitely people that use that strategy. The average person, the average narcissist, I don't know. But my gut is telling me that what I just said is the truth. There are some people, even if it's just a few, that will use that strategy. So why I'm saying that is because that helps their image, right? It helps their image, and it helps to create this story. It's like they use this image that they create, they use that then to attract people, the right people that they use as pawns, right? To help set up, like almost like a bound, like a like their protection, like this is their little like army, their minions, but these people don't even know this, okay? So let's say that you have a relationship. It could be a friend, a family, a partner. Let's say you have this. It doesn't matter what kind of relationship, but you have this relationship with this person, and you are realizing that over time they have been manipulating you, because when you try to stand up or you try to clear the air or you try to address something, it never turns into a productive conversation. At some point, the shit just falls apart. They throw a fit. They sabotage the conversation. Somehow, the shit doesn't happen. You don't have a conversation. And then you wait, and it's just the same thing over and over and over. Now, every way it detours may be different. It's like, oh, they might think, oh, like the last couple times I cried, or I was able to kind of use these little distractions or something, and then we got out of that conversation. Okay, but this time they're not falling for that. So okay, now I'm gonna fucking blow up in their face. Do I have to get intimidating to make you stop talking and make you stop wanting to have this conversation with me? So every time things fell apart between you two, it wasn't the same, okay? That adds that confusion in there. It's like, well, you can't predict how they're going to respond, because sometimes they're okay, sometimes they flip out, sometimes they break down. But then if you like don't let it go, then they flip out. Or sometimes they totally like give you the silent treatment if they let you talk, right? And now they're just gonna like, I don't know, they're just gonna treat you differently. Okay, so a reason I'm bringing that up is because if you are in a situation like mine where you haven't communicated with these people, at least on a 3D level, because definitely they are trying on a spiritual level. They are, whether it's through dreams, whether it's through signs, whether it's through music. You may not be paying attention. You may not be catching on. Maybe you are. Maybe you're not connecting and understanding that they are sending out that energy, okay? They want your energy. And these are ways that you two are connecting. And it's like, this is a cord. It's coming through these ways, okay? So if and when they do show up, whether it's just through, an email, a phone call, like they're writing in front of you, and you behave now differently because you've been working on yourself, because you have had that, they have given you more than enough time. And let me tell you, that did not work out to their benefit. Didn't work out to their benefit. Because in that time, you had to find yourself. You had to love yourself. You had to learn about yourself. You had to learn your strengths. You had to learn your weaknesses. You had to accept these things, and you have. And you are. And you've come to understand and accept things about them. And that has built up your toolbox. And now, before maybe you had some tools, but you didn't know how to use them because what they kept showing you was this chaotic mess. And you just like, okay, you pull out the wrench. What? No, you need a hammer. Okay, so I'll get my hammer. Oh, now you need a screwdriver? What is going on? That is intentional. That is intentional. I don't know if these people are keeping that shit straight, but that doesn't matter. As long as you are confused, as long as you don't understand what's going on, as long as you are left with more questions than answers, mission accomplished. Great. Leave me alone and do what I want. Do what I say. That's what they want, okay? You're dealing with children. Children that are not mature. You may have met a very nice little child who is maybe very well behaved and mature, kind of a different kid. That ain't them, okay? This is the kid where you're sitting at the park and you see the playground, and then you see a little kid who seems like he's in a bad mood walk up to another kid and just grab something from them and then make a kid cry, and then they look at this thing and they don't like it anyway, so they throw it. That's the kid that you're dealing with, okay? That's who you're dealing with, and you know that. So if and when they pop back up, because there's been so much time and they're watching, so, pause for a second. Cross watchers that are watching and you're listening about this, you can go, oh great, yeah, she's gonna give them a plan, and oh great, I'm gonna be 10 steps ahead. Unfortunately, you can think that way, but what is coming your way, you won't be able to handle it, because if you were able to handle it, you wouldn't be a narcissist. You're not going to be able to handle what's coming. You can try to tell yourself right now, if you're going to listen to this whole video and listen to what I'm telling these people, you can tell yourself, oh, okay, that's how they're going to act. Well, I'll be ready for that. Tell yourself that. Experiencing it is going to be completely different. Okay? Completely different. You're going to lose your shit. Because they are not going to lose their shit. Okay? Back to the people like me, okay? People that have to deal with this that's going to come. So, if and when these people pop up, think about when you first met them and how did they come off? Did they come off like, what I mean is, you had an issue, you wanted to address it, or they became kind of controlling and you were being a little resistant. Now we have conflict. How did that conflict, when you tried to resolve it or address it, how did they respond or react? Were they all of a sudden crying? Oh my God, I'm so sorry. I didn't mean to. I'm wrong, Ma. Okay? Did they fly off the handle? What the hell are you talking about? I didn't do anything. How do they react? How do they respond? Okay? Because what I'm learning is, like, what they tried with you and what worked at first is basically like their go-to. And that's what they are going to use initially. Because it kind of just like generally works with people. So like, for example, one of the people I was connected to, I confronted them about something and I cut it off immediately once I found I was done. End of this. Done. I was holding my boundaries. I was loving myself, right? Kind of pisses me off when people say like, oh, if you were with a narcissist and you stayed so long, you didn't love yourself. I don't mean really pissed off, but it's just kind of like, I can understand that. But at the same time, some of us just were not taught some things. Some of us did not have knowledge, or we didn't have this understanding of how things work and stuff. And that could be a piece of a puzzle that is so important that when absent, you get a completely different situation and person. Okay? And if along the way you had been trying to put up boundaries, trying to stick up for yourself, That is showing love for yourself. You probably stayed so long because you are empathetic. You are an empath, okay? So you wanted to see the best in someone. You didn't want to believe, what your intuition might have been telling you. Like, this person doesn't seem right. This person isn't treating me well. And you maybe have even tried to talk about, that's what someone does when they love themselves. They try to address these things. Okay? So I'm no doctor. I'm no psychologist. I am not an expert. Like, I have no profession, no industry that I claim to be an expert in. Okay? But in my opinion, because of my experiences, and I am 50 years old, okay? 50, half of a century. I will be 51 next month. From my experiences, my entire life dealing with abusive people, manipulative, controlling people, me constantly being a disappointment or never enough according to other people. I have learned, like, okay, I just like lost myself. I'm being honest here. It's just like my brain just like, okay, hopefully I'm going to finish what I'm saying, but I hope I didn't just change the subject. Anyway, I am not an expert, but I have lived through a lot. Through a lot. I didn't live around a lot of things and then avoided it and went around. I have lived through things. And that's how I got here and here. Because I went through it. And the people we're dealing with, they haven't gone through anything unless they were someone drug them through it, whatever. They were forced. Well, now it's your time to shine. And they don't want that to happen. But because you are very powerful and strong and you have taken back your power, you're hanging on to your energy that's benefiting you and letting go of what doesn't, they are not in alignment with you anymore, and you are letting that go. And when they come back and try to check to see if they still can get their foot in the door or something like that with you, or put something out there, are you going to react? Are you going to be pissed? Are you going to say anything? Are you going to do nothing? What are you going to do? Okay, so they're probably going to resort to those tactics that worked at first on you. But because that won't work, and you're gonna smell that probably when it's still up here inside of them. It's like you're sitting there and they're maybe right in front of you and they're thinking, I'm about to say this, I'm about to come off like this, and you're like, bring that on, man, because I'm gonna shut that down so fast. Bring it on. Let's do it. They're gonna go to a different tactic because you are now trying to, you aren't scared to walk through that fire, but they want to be attached to you. And you're like, nah, I'm good. Bye. and they don't want to let go. So what does that mean? We're going through the fire. You're coming with me through the fire. You sure you want to do this? You sure you want to do this? That's what I mean. So they can listen to all this. It doesn't matter, because you are going to do what they can't. You aren't scared, and they are. They are. So I'm saying, be prepared for the other tactic. Because once, they may try, what, a couple? I'm hearing 2, 3. Maybe it's first, love bombing. Maybe that you're not feeling that. Okay, well, then maybe, gonna fall apart, melt down. Oh my God, look what I did, and now you don't even care anymore. Oh, it's just so terrible. I always do. Nobody loves me. I always had a bad life. And okay, so maybe you're just like blank face, like, that's your thing, man. I don't want to tell you. Okay, so that's not working. Okay. And they may be like, oh, now you think you're better. Oh, so you're so good or something. Oh, okay. And then they might flip out on you. They might catch an attitude. Depending on the person, that will determine their level of intensity. If you have dealt with people who are more like, they want to give you this silent treatment. Maybe they want to talk shit behind your back. Okay. So you might have to let some other people go that maybe wanted to believe that stuff and never verified with you. Or, you might have to, maybe people will approach you and ask you questions. Oh, did you ever say this, or did you ever do that? And you might have to do some cleaning up or something, depending on if you want to or not. You don't owe anybody any explanation. I mean, you can ask them to explain why the hell they wanted to believe somebody else without verifying with you first. Depending on your experience with this person and how they have been with other people, that will determine that level of intensity. Also, what will determine that, will play a part in that, is how desperate they are feeling, and also what have they done. What kind of shit were they pulling that they have potentially now gotten themselves into some trouble if they get found out. They know it. They know you may not know it, or they may be paranoid that you may know it. But number one for them, save my ass, save their ass, them, self-preservation. Oh no, I ain't gonna get caught. Oh no, maybe they didn't even do something. Maybe they got someone else to do it. So then their ego might even be bigger, thinking, I didn't do anything. So-and-so did that. I said I'd give them $50 and they'll do whatever for $50, Yeah. And I'll tell you, like, the coverts are way worse, because that is part of the whole strategy. And what I was saying before about, like, getting these people to kind of do things for them, like, even if they're not doing actions, like, they're not taking orders, right? But maybe they're defending. Like, so maybe you're trying to tell this, you have this, I think I started this earlier, sorry. Okay. You're having a relationship with somebody. It's not going very well. You're understanding these people are using manipulative tactics. And you're trying to have a healthy relationship, and it keeps getting sabotaged by these tactics, and you're starting to see this pattern, and you're like, oh, I don't think this is good. Okay. Oh my God. So I just brain fart again. I'm really sorry, guys. There's just so much. Yeah. So, oh, okay. So, where these people come in is so you're trying to, like, who's your support? This person is not your support, part of your support system, right? So, maybe you have, like, say you have maybe one of your family members or one of your friends, okay? And you're reaching out to them. This is someone you knew before you knew this person, the narcissist. But because this person, I'm talking about a covert narcissist now, because this person is like um kind of on the I don't want to use that term because that can refer to something else. Um like an undercover kind of, nobody would suspect that this person, is controlling and manipulative and has um, like bad intentions and stuff like that. Okay, so you're trying to like explain this and just get some support from the person that you were connected to before you met this person, and they're sticking up for this person, going, well, I never really see them act like that. Sometimes you could kind of come off a certain way, and I can understand, maybe if they're reacting or responding this way towards you. So maybe it's you, and you're just like, what in the hell is going on? I mean, just because I knew you first doesn't mean you have to be on my side, but like, I am telling you what I'm going through. And you're sitting here going, well, I haven't seen it, so are you sure? I don't know about that. Maybe you should think about that a little bit more. Maybe you guys just need to talk. Like, okay, so you go to someone else and you're kind of getting the same thing. Wow, that was intentional. Because when you start to catch on or you resist and you're like, I'm not doing this anymore, I don't want to do this. And they're like, oh, no, 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 we are doing this. You are going to do this. You are going to do what I say. You are going to do what I demand. If I have to make you miserable and crazy, I can do that. That's what I need to do. But you're going to do what the hell I want, not what you want. Okay? Like, get with the program. Yeah, it works for them. They do that on purpose because they want to tell people later, you're a troublemaker. You're crazy. You're delusional. You start shit all the time. You're dramatic. You're overly emotional. You're mentally unstable. You're emotionally unstable. You're erratic. You're chaotic. You're manipulative. They have to get away from you because you're controlling. Because they are never enough. You are never satisfied, right? Does this sound familiar? Yeah. If you think about it, it's like, wow, you guys are really good at fucking up people. But at the same time, if you start to catch on, it's like, this is really lame, you guys. Because you're all kind of doing the same shit. And it's all ugly. And it's all gonna just bring bad crap to you. Yeah, you might throw some shit and it lands on somebody. But my gut's telling me that once they figure that out and they're done with you, if they find their power and they come back and you haven't left this person alone, ain't gonna look good for you. Some of these people will also say that they are spiritual. Okay. So I'm saying this stuff because We can be prepared. We can't make them hold themselves accountable. We can't make them admit what they did or even acknowledge it or even give an accurate or agree, just agree to what took place. I mean, there's three sides to a story, right? Yours, theirs, and then the truth. So I'm not saying that, your version is accurate, correct, the truth. But it's probably a lot more accurate than theirs. I'm saying this because you're going to be dragging them through the fire if they don't let go. And they are going to feel that burn. And well, how would you act if you were dragged through a fire and getting burned? You'd probably freak out. Especially if they're dragging you. That's why I'm saying, think about how this person manipulated you previously. They will start there. When that doesn't work, they will try something else. When that doesn't work, they will try another thing. They're not going to stop. But with some people, and I don't want to trigger anyone, this is to prepare because we have the power and we can prepare for this, right? Even soldiers, they have to prepare. They don't just enlist and then get on a truck or a plane and get shipped out to a war. They have to prepare. But the entire time, they know what they are preparing for. It's not like somebody who's going to these exercise classes or these, weightlifting class, whatever. They're doing this training and they don't know how they'll use all this, in the real world. No. This is, you know exactly how you're going to use this. And you know exactly why. There are some of us that have dealt with this abuser getting more increasingly aggressive. Mine did. It got more and more aggressive. Now, some people, they had to deal with physical abuse. I didn't deal with physical abuse necessarily. It wasn't physical abuse like that. There were some times, but that wasn't overall, it wasn't it was more emotional and other things. But it was moving in that direction. It was moving in that direction, and I could see, I would look at this person, this one person in particular, and I've never seen a person's eyes change. This person had lighter eyes. I saw, it's like this person's eyes were almost black. I have dark eyes. Their eyes were as dark or darker than mine. I saw evil, true evil. I was left for dead by multiple people. And these are the people that if you ask somebody, who are the people that you would think would be there the most for you? Name 5 type of relationships, people that are in those what kinds? Give me 5 kind of relationships, 5 people. Who are they? Those ones that should have been mine, those were the ones. The ones the closest to me. Those were the ones. They left me for dead. And not just me. Me, my 2 dogs, and my 94-year-old father with Alzheimer's who was with me. The 4 of us. And one of us did die. One of my dogs did die. I ended up getting physically hurt, and so did my dad. Not by a person, but because of the circumstances, because of the situation, because of what we were put through, and because of the deprivation of help from the people who were supposed to be there for us, me and my dad and my dogs the most. Yep. So I'm telling you this because some of the people that were aggressive and that could get physically aggressive or were physically aggressive, if any of you are dealing with someone where there could be like legal ramifications, there is desperation out there in their energy. They are going to feel desperate, and the desperation is to save their ass and their reputation so that they can continue with the lifestyle that they have. But you aren't going to go for that anymore, and so you are going to drag them through the fire if they don't let you go, and it's going to burn their ego. And it's not a coincidence. I'm just realizing Dia de los Muertos, Day of the Dead. This is the ending. Death to those relationships. They're dead. Dead energy, dead air. But be careful. If you need to call authorities, do it. Do not give these people the benefit of the doubt and think, oh, it's been so long, we're not going to go from 0 to 100 because 4 years went by, a year went by, 9 months went by. These people are not showing up for closure. They are not showing up for clarity. They are not showing up for an apology. They're showing up to make sure that you are still going to give them what they want. And if you think you're going to show a different side and you're not, well, you've got another thing coming. And I'll show you. I'm going to get what I want. So just be ready for the temper tantrum. And do not get even, my gut tells me to advise you to not be in their physical, don't be with them in person. Do not physically meet with them in person. Do not physically meet with them in person. Now, I'm a reserve officer. One of my jobs is a reserve officer, so basically security. I do work with the police, and I recently had some training. We have different trainings. So anyway, I am being urged right now to just let you know that if there's some reason why you are going to meet with this person in person, if you are able to be 6 feet away from them at all times, not 3 feet, 6. Because if this person is going to react and get physical, there will be a small space for you to back away. I just suggest you just don't meet this person in person. Okay? Nothing good could come out of it, because why would anything good come out of any interaction with them? You will not be validated. You will not get what you want. Even if they give you some words, they verbalize some things that you want to hear. I mean, trust your gut. You don't even believe that they're going to tell you the truth anyway. So there is no reason to really meet in person. If you have to, bring someone along, but make sure that this person is on your side and isn't trying to be a mutual, energy here. We don't need that. No, you need protection. You need support. You don't need someone to, try to see the good in both people, and we ain't doing that. We're not trying to resolve anything. Honestly, I don't even know, you may want to ask yourself, because you may have wanted to communicate with these people or this person, and maybe you wanted some answers, maybe you wanted some clarity, maybe you wanted to ask a question, or you're hoping they're gonna say something, and I just needed to hear that. Do you? I know my person was a pathological liar. At least one of them was dealing with. Couldn't believe anything that they said. I mean, they could tell you that, they could tell me, oh, I went to the store and I bought a Coca-Cola, but they really got a coffee. But why are you lying about that? That is just it's the confusion, it's the chaos. It's they want you in your head, because that's a distraction, and they can do whatever they want, and you're just what is going? You're not even paying attention. You may be feeling tension if you are an empath, if you pick up on energy. I've been pretty irritable the last couple days. Pretty irritable. And so I've had to do a lot of self-care stuff, time to myself, pampering myself, just watching, videos or listening to things that just promote healthy thinking, healthy habits, healthy changes. Very minimal interactions with people. Over the weekend, I had very minimal interactions with people intentionally. Just because I'm trying, just keep my energy to me and work on that within myself to, raise that up. I mean, my frequency, I'm not worried about. I'm not worried about anything, but my vibration has kind of been up and down a little bit. So your frequency is how awake, how, aware you are of, the universe and how things work, and the laws, and understanding, knowing. And so that's your frequency. And then your vibration is more of how you're feeling in the moment. And so I am learning more, okay, and then that's helping my frequency. The more I learn, the more I understand, the more I know, the more I'm aware of, that keeps my frequency high. So when my vibration is kind of fluctuating, I don't have to worry about being super low and then just attracting low vibrating people or things. My frequency, which is like my bank, okay, is, you know, is elevating, and it's higher and it's elevating. And so I can afford, to have a little, my vibration fluctuate as I'm learning, and growing, so, um, but yeah, I mean, don't expect that from the narcissist. Don't expect that they've been working on themselves and healing, and absolutely don't expect it. Now, if somebody comes back and they really were doing that, well, they probably aren't a narcissist. Their goal, their number one goal, probably is not to get their way, no matter what the hell you say or how you feel. Okay? You may have just been dealing with someone who's very unhealthy or had things to work on, really wounded or something. A narcissist is very wounded. They just deal with it in a very, very, very toxic and different way. So be very mindful, because you could have someone who is going to, try tactics and slowly build up that intensity. And they could come off, as trying to be soft and, playing a victim. And when that doesn't work, maybe you're starting to pull an attitude. And then that's not making you like react. Okay. They don't like that. What do they need to do? What do they need to do to get you to react? Because they want your energy. Now you've told them, oh no, I'm not going to do what you say. I'm not going to do what you say. I'm not going to listen to you, and I'm not going to believe you. There won't be another time to talk, because this is the last time we're going to talk. They're going to flip. They're going to flip. Some of these people are going to flip. You don't want to talk? And that's why I say, you don't need to meet with these people in person necessarily. Depending on the people, depending on the situations you've already been through with these people, you have got to trust your gut. If you got a weird feeling, any weird feeling at all, uncomfortable, anything, do not meet with anyone in person. If somebody starts yelling at you on the phone, they start getting belligerent, hang up. You don't have to take that. You don't have to sit there and listen to it. I would, if this person, people do approach you, or, you hear from them, they kind of crawl out from under the little rock. What was I going to say? Having a hard time today. They, I'm really sorry, guys. If they show up, it's, oh my gosh. This is like a little embarrassing. Oh well. I'm fine. I'm still happy. It doesn't bother me. It's a lot better than what I had to deal with, I'll tell you that. Yeah, I've been through a lot too. I've been through a lot too. I'm ready to move on too. I've found my power and I am ready. You know, they can try what they want. Some people, you know, might just be talking about you behind your back and trying to get other people to be against you so that you can be all by yourself and then things can just be harder. It's like, okay, screw you. You want to go ahead and get healthy and you want to get better and oh, you're too good to talk to me now. I'll just go tell everybody. Oh, she just thinks, you know, she's just too good for everybody. Oh, she said this about you. Oh, back in the day, she used to say that about you. And like I said, if that happens and these people that they were talking to believed it and then they treated you accordingly, you don't need them either. You don't need them either. If they didn't want to verify anything with you, that's fine. They have their free will and you've got yours. At this point, for me, like, oh my gosh, I think I just saw, oh, I thought I just saw somebody pop their tire. They didn't, but they just drove over a water bottle and it completely exploded. That's what I'm talking about. Pressure. Wow, this person didn't even like park right. They just like, wow. This person is like double parked. It's like an Uber Eats or something. They double parked. Not even double parked. It's just like parked very weird, chaotic looking. But they were coming around doing a U-turn and then they went over a water bottle and it exploded. But that's kind of what I'm talking about is like you turning things around on someone is going to make them explode. That's kind of funny that just happened. He turned around and he drove over the water bottle on top of it and boom, it exploded and there's like water everywhere. And yeah, so they just turned around and put pressure on it and it exploded. That's what I'm talking about. You turned yourself around. They don't want to let you go, so now they're gonna have to get dragged through the fire with you because you're not fucking scared of it. And that's going to put pressure on them. And some of these people are going to explode. And they're all going to explode. But some people, it's going to be more of an implode. And others are exploding. And I'm talking about the ones that are going to explode. Other people have seen that though. With those people, even if they were coverts, if they are at the point where they can explode that immediately, especially if you guys haven't even communicated for a long time, you better believe other people have been seeing it that have been dealing with them recently. Yup, you better believe they've seen it. You may even, if this is someone like that, you may even get communication from people they've been dealing with telling you about it. Some people might be warning you, just like, oh, this person has been hearing about you and they're real pissed, or, you know, they want to talk to you, or, hey, they want to know if you'll meet up or something. Well, absolutely not meeting up. No. It's up to you if you're open to a conversation. In my opinion, you don't have to have a conversation with these people. I don't see where it's going to go. I feel like if someone is going to reach out to try to converse with you, it's going to be to bait you, to use these tactics to kind of feel you out. Okay, where are you at? You're gonna be pissed, you're gonna get an attitude, you're gonna be receptive. Well, how are you gonna act? Okay, then depending on how you react or respond, if you seem okay, great, then they're gonna try to slide in Okay? And some of these people might know that you are pretty much done with them, but if you give them a little bit of in, oh, they will take advantage of it. They will slip in, take what they can get again, and leave. They're not even going to try to stick around this time. Nope, they're just coming in to fuck with your head and walk out again. Okay? They seriously, like, I mean, if you get a week out of them, like being good, you're lucky. I don't even think you'd get that. I honestly don't think you'd get that. What I've kind of gotten from readings I've done is someone's going to try to come in and maybe like have a one night stand with you and leave. So basically, we're able to get your energy because they like literally had sex with you, okay? And they're under some type of influence, a spiritual negative influence, and then to abandon you is just to re-wound you so that that can set you back, so that the next time they feel like coming back in, you're more submissive. You don't have this attitude, you don't have this power, you don't feel empowered. You don't need that bullshit. What do you need to feel empowered for? I need you, this is from them, they need you to know your place. They want you to submit. Know your place. You are not number one. Get that out of your mind. They are number one. God, what the fuck do we need God for? I am God. I am your God. I am God. Right? I'm the shit. Who wouldn't want me? Who would resist this? Oh, if you have stuck around this long, I really appreciate it. I wrote no script. That's not a habit I've been working on yet. So I appreciate you listening through the long pauses in my forgetful memory. I appreciate you, sticking around and not leaving before you heard a message. We are strong. We are tough. We are badass. And I don't have to get loud, and I don't have to get angry, and I don't have to have an attitude to say it. I can be quiet and calm. And my quiet and calmness is as strong as someone who wants to freak out. I can match that energy. It just looks different. And in the end, mine is stronger. So, good luck to us. Time to use our skills. Time to be our hero. We've already been putting it into practice. Might be showtime. We'll see you next time, guys. Thanks for listening. Have a blessed day, and remember to open your mind wider than your eyes.